Welcome back to freshly picked Tingle's Rosy Rupeeland. Now with a special guest. I managed to find Yamori. I was just doing some farming and I managed to see his scroll sticking out near the Oinker Fortress entrance in Deku Forest when I was grabbing sour watermelons. And he cost 9,000 rupees. And he's been helping me farm. Speaking of farming, I did grab the rest of the local specialties I was missing, like Deku Dip, the Steamy Oil, the Gooey Tartar, and the Icy Bullion. And remember what happened with this? We needed devil shells. Well, where did I get those? Right here, actually. Right where you pay for a judge to fix the last bridge in this area. All you have to do is just fall into the water, and you'll find devil shells and maybe some baby corals and rainbow-colored shells. And also, I forgot something in the last episode after I marked off the snow pit. There you go, Tingle. Now we can go back to town and sell that. I swear, the lady's only paying for my autograph. Also, we gotta talk to several other people in town. Namely, the guard. We spent a whole lot of last video fighting ghosts to save his wife. She was getting haunted by an 8-year-old girl. Still kinda upsets me. So, how's your wife doing now? I don't see any more ghosts haunting her. Does she need a little pick-me-up in the form of a tingly? Wait, where is she? Wow, looks like she's feeling a whole lot better. Time for the morning jazzercise. Looks like she just took Tingleen Max. New and improved formula. That's right, it's time to pay the ghost tinglers for saving your wife. I have to say, you're gonna have to pay through the nose for capturing storage of that rogue ghost. He's probably a class 5 free-roaming vapor. We're talking about 20,000 rupees here. So pay up. And we're officially done with the guard. Nothing else we need to do to him. I mean, he'll still buy our medicines. He'll buy Tingleen for 530 rupees, and if we ever get an upgraded version, he'll probably buy that too. But they're repackaging it as some kind of soft drink, I'm pretty sure. Nobody on this screen really needs help right now, even though I have the aching feeling that Journalist is going to do something. Got no soup for him, we got no weapons for him. We do have some stuff for Chico's mom, which I have to agree, after dealing with ghosts, I feel a little bit more comfortable around her now. She is better than creepy ghosts attacking me with ice powers. She at least has that going for her. And I could sell a whole bunch of things to her, like a rainbow shell you could get from jumping in the water. And baby corals. But that's not all we grabbed. I have a whole bunch of stuff down here yet. Downy feathers, 980 rupees. I could go back and dig those up, too. Good farming opportunity. And for some reason she buys spore powder. I think she's an alchemist on the side. I don't think you need that in clothing. I mean, I can understand all the fur and, decorative shells and whatnot. And also gold lame socks. 8 grand. She lost those socks when she went to the graveyard. Probably going to give her to her grandmother. They're warm and they're also sparkly. Win-win! Especially when they're worth that much. Alright, see you later. Also, I gotta turn in this map now that I've put my mark of approval on it. We don't need this map anymore. Though we kinda do. We need a rupee good off her, and as you can see, you'll get an achievement for not only completing a map and selling it to her, you also get achievements for buying maps off her. So eventually, if we want to do 100% of this game, we're gonna have to buy her maps. Also, where's my favorite part in this entire map? Is it coming up? It has to be coming up. I didn't see it yet. Where is the icy orb? Show me the icy orb. It spews rupees. There we go. Now my day's complete. Thank you. And we get 8,000 rupees for the completed map. That's great. I could go ahead with a second side quest right now, but it'll need the first 3 maps. I think you'll need Sunshine Seashore, Cape Treasure, and Lon Lon Meadow. Why? These guys have problems again, but we're not going to deal with them today. I'm sure he's quite happy. I mean, look at Master Paul over there. He's just peachy. And also, it's time to mug some rupee birds. Hand them over. And Abba saw what was going on, too. Yeah, he kinda is. But, you know, rich kids. You can't blame them. They have more money than God. They're allowed to be spoiled brats. So, what else do we need to do today? I need to cook some stew. Yeah, I have to head back to my house. Remember, in the Steamy Marsh, we ran across a cook that wanted to make a specific kind of stew for his explorer friends. But he didn't have the recipe. Or, he didn't have the ingredients. But he didn't give us a recipe. This is because it's going to test our ability to use cook freely. What we need to do is take 4 thick meats. You could get them off the evil ducks. You're also going to need 4 baby sharks. You should know where they are by now. This is the snorkel pigs. And we're also going to need... Where's that last thing? Ah, bitter newts. Yeah. You have to just mix these in this order. And you'll be able to make his stew. You can do this with pretty much any recipe as long as you have the guide and you know what it consists of. But you're not going to get credit for the recipe. You actually need the recipe notes to count as completing that recipe. You just can't go ahead and mix everything in the game and get 100%. Doesn't work like that. Also, I forgot to fill my bottle with that. I'm going to need that. Where is it, anyway? It's not super soup. It's a tasty stew. We don't have the recipe, but at least we know what it is. Now we're going to have to take that to, yeah, the gooey swamp? No, we're not going back there ever. Steamy Marsh. Also, I think I have to visit one of my very important Mr. Saturn-looking friends. That's right, it's once again time to meet Dr. Bean. I have another star sticker for him. He's probably going to get really overzealous about jars. And that's okay. A man needs a hobby. And his hobby just happens to be living inside a giant jar and being a nose person. Hey, Dr. Bean, I'm back. How are you doing today? You still living in a jar? That's great. Alright, you know what though? Your jar could use a little bit of furnishings. You could use a futon at least. Can't you just make a bigger jar? Yeah, I found another star sticker! So what's my prize this time? Okay, I'm really getting upset when you insult Tingle like that. Only I'm allowed to insult Tingle. He was gonna give us the Jar Spotter's Guide, but instead we should get something a little bit more tangible. Reading is not fundamental when you can get a topaz, a ruby, and a gold gem. Oh, that's great. Now I have to go back to the jeweler. Thanks a lot, you jerk. Oh, great. Here we go again. Look, man, if you run out of air and pass out, I am not calling the ambulance. They will not fit inside this jar. So how about we just settle down now before you kill everyone? With your jar knowledge. This guy's gonna invent a jar bomb, I just know it. He's an evil doctor. Well, that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed your jar hour. Your jar hour with Dr. Bean. Most boring television show on the planet. Unless you really, really like empty things, which, I guess qualifies for most TV shows now. Bazing! So, if I remember, the chef we're talking about is somewhere in this area. And as you can tell, he is very ninja-like in the way he sounds and the way he moves. This guy is like one of the fastest bodyguards in the game. It's ridiculous. He even could keep up the Tingle, and he's like, stops, and then he starts going again. He's like, come on, move faster, jeez. You paid me 9,000 rupees just to follow you around? It's delicious! We actually asked the chef in Porktown to make it, and it smelled so bad, people ran outside to the smog to get some fresh air. So, I appreciate this. And now we officially have the recipe for Tasty Stew. And we get 5,000 rupees! You know what? Looking at this Tasty Stew, it could be a little bit better. But we can't find the ingredient on this continent. We're gonna have to go to the third continent now. Well, you know, speaking of which, let's go ahead and head to that third continent. I got the rupees, I got the know-how, I think we're ready. We're ready to visit Uncle Rupee again. I wonder what hijinks he's up to now. Probably something silly that rich people do. You know them. Now, the guide told me that you have to throw 75,000 rupees into the fountain. I found that to be a mistake. I had to throw in up to 81,000 rupees to get it to grow. So I went ahead and fixed that Wikipedia. I don't know if I'm wrong or the guide's wrong, but since I was pre-playing this before and I had the same problem, I think the guide is wrong. One more growing scene for the road. Now it's time to head to the third continent, the final continent. We're almost done this game. We'll kind of be a little sad when it goes. What arbitrary number are we going to stop at this time? It's 11,600 meters! Geez, if we go any higher and we're going to need a spacesuit. So now it's time for a word with good old Uncle Rupee. Wait a second, where is Uncle Rupee? Who is this fellow coming up right now? Is it James Hong? Someone restrain Pooh! Of course, it has to be none other than Uncle Rupee, coming back from his starring role in the Rupinator, where he played an evil cyborg that wanted to enslave all of Hyrule by making them farm rupees. Which is clearly a hard role to play. I don't think he would fit that role at all. More like a hero, or at least a wise old man mentor. I'm doing such a great job while you are reaping all the benefits. See you later, Uncle Rupee. Now it's time for him to go to the rap party. He's gonna bring me a Tingle bag. I hope. Now it's time to head to the third continent. Mount Desma is the first area. Only 3 more areas left. Of course, Legend of Zelda always has to have a mountainous region. Usually called Death Mountain. I'm glad they avoided that name. Tingle can't deal with death right now. He could hardly deal with bugs. We're at the base of the mountain. Well, thank you. I thought I was at the summit. Easiest mountain available. It's not going to be easy. This place is kind of like Holy Lowly Mountain. No, not really. I found it to be kind of simple. There is a super boss hiding in this area, but we can't reach him quite yet. And fun thing about Drifter bodyguards. We can't go into salons. The Drifter bodyguard gets a little nervous. If we want to enter a salon, we have to get rid of our Drifter bodyguard, and I'm not quite ready to do that just yet. And knowing my luck, the Look What I Found kid is hiding in there somewhere. He's not been hiding on Mapster or the landing area anymore. So we're going to have to cut exploration down to a minimum. Can't do any exploring if I don't know where I'm exploring. There seems to be a lack of music in this area too. No lack of these things though. So I'm wondering. Usually these slimes contain triangle chips, but these things contain something new that I really want to check out, but they didn't drop. Oh well, we'll find it later. Also, these statues can spawn free items, and what was that noise? Welcome to Mount Totiflutty. It's like the game is trying to have a soundtrack, but it ain't quite working. Oh no, another rock hippie. We saw this guy before, way back when we were on Sunshine Seashore. He was talking to the rock and saying, "Oh, it'll never blow up." This one's afraid of being smashed to dust. But nothing could do that. I don't have bombs strong enough. But a pirate ship cannon, maybe. Is that a vague hint, Mr. Rock Hippie? Do I have to find pirates now? Because I know some. Looks like next time on Freshly Picked Tingle's Rosy Rupeeland, we're gonna get out of Totiflutty Mountain right away and go and find some pirates. Because we need to progress a little bit more. And plus we need to see Yamori in action. All he did was, this. Good night, folks.